Some people just roll their eyes at all of this. They call it coincidence, a case of mass hysteria, or just clever editing, like it's another one of those viral myths. But what about those who actually feel something? The ones who can't shake the feeling that their place has changed. Become heavier since Labubu showed up? There are folks who think these dolls act like mirrors, soaking up their owner's emotions, whether it's joy, sadness, anger, or fear, and bouncing them back. Treat it nicely and it stays fun, but if your vibes are off, well, it transforms. There's this theory floating around among collectors that every Labubu has its own unique vibe. Some are friendly and curious, while others might be a bit cheeky. And then you've got a few that just seem downright angry. No one really knows why that is. Could be the energy in the room, the person who crafted it, or perhaps there's something ancient hiding behind those cute faces, something that thrives on all the attention, the curiosity, and yes, even the fear. One guy from Hong Kong shared that his Labubu seemed to follow him with its eyes, no matter where he went. At first, he brushed it off as a joke, but then he started noticing it in photos too. Every single picture. Those eyes were locked onto him. He ended up avoiding that room at night. A few weeks later, his account disappeared, and no one's heard from him since. The tale of Labubu isn't really about proving what's real or not. It's more about the feelings it stirs in us. That unsettling feeling. That flicker of fear that maybe, just maybe, some toys weren't created just for kids. Some might be here to observe, to remember. Maybe Labubu isn't sinister at all. Perhaps it's more like a reflection of the energy surrounding it, magnifying what's already within us. When you smile at it, it smiles back. But if you find yourself staring too long, you might start to wonder, are those smiles genuine, or is it just waiting for you to blink? So next time you spot that little figure with the empty eyes and the perpetual grin, think about this. Could it really just be a doll? Or is it something much older, dressed up in innocence? Because once you invite Labubu into your home, you might find you're never really alone again. It all started with a toy that wasn't supposed to move. The Labubu doll. Small, wide-eyed, with a mischievous grin that feels almost too real. Began as a harmless collectible for art toy lovers. But somewhere between admiration and obsession, stories started to twist into something darker. Videos appeared online, blurry, grainy, but chilling. A Labubu blinking on its own,
there are
a
also
head
plenty
turning
of places
slightly
to
to the
stop to
side,
snap photo
a faint
labels
giggle
showing a
echoing in the
secret prize,
background.
and the human compulsion
No one
to
could prove
complete
it was
what they
real,
call the
but everyone
economics
who
of
watched those
Labubu.
clips felt the same
also
thing.
creates a set
That smile
ticket.
wasn't just painted on,
Impact
it was
blind
alive.
boxes and Labubu
The creator,
have on
Casting
consumer.
Lung,
That most
imagined
people,
Labubu
under
as a
certain
whimsical
conditions,
creature from a
encourage
fantasy
consumers to
forest.
get a little more excitement
Strange,
out of it, is to
innocent,
labor
extremely
mischievous,
rare toys
but
in a
people began
segment
to
of their
notice
show,
something
Good
else in its
Mythical Morning.
design.
a very strong
Those deep,
tendency to
hollow
want to
eyes, that
complete
wide grin that
Box
never fades.
collectibles have an
It looks like it
interesting
knows something
impact
you
on
don't.
people. The
It's
concept
cute,
of the blind box
yes,
has
but
become so
unnervingly
popular
human.
that thousands
Some
of
call it
YouTubers
art,
that
others call it
Labubu's
cursed.
business model mostly
Collectors
relies on
began to
this.
share
Nothing
unsettling
creates hype more.
experiences. One woman from Japan claimed her Labubu doll fell from the shelf 3 nights in a frozenly landing in the exact same position every time. Another man swore he heard a child's laugh while he was alone. And when he turned on the lights, his Labubu was lying face up on the floor staring straight at him. Others began to report nightmares and dreams of small figures, watching from the corner of dark rooms, whispering their names. Some chalk it up to the uncanny valley, that strange discomfort when something almost looks alive. Maybe it's just our imagination, projecting fear onto something innocent, but others say there's an energy attached to the doll. A collector from Singapore described a strange warmth when holding it, like it was breathing. Another woman claimed her Labubu's grin seemed to shift ever so slightly. After a fight with her husband, its expression darker, almost mocking. Then came the online threads. Hundreds of people sharing similar stories. One Reddit user posted security footage showing his Labubu doll turning its head toward the camera when no one was home. Another wrote that her child refused to sleep, saying Labubu talks to me when you leave the room. And a few claimed, something even more terrifying, that after throwing the doll away, they found it again, sitting outside their door the next morning.